doing it, but now it's starting, so I'm going to put her on the tripod.
I'm short and she just saw you move. It is. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
Housing options and budgeting for seniors.
Oh, how cute. I was gonna check you out, but I can't remember your name.
Oh, it's
Sorry.
Sherry.
Okay, that's fine.
And you're,
Renata.
yes.
Take the month.
This is probably the old Valentine.
July. December.
I'll take your call. I knew you called. Maybe my granddaughter was Yeah.
Medicare 101, that would be interesting.
Oh, you okay. Hi there. Welcome. How are you? I'm Renata. You're the other Sharon.
We're gonna go to that one.
Here, there's a coffee and donuts.
Neurofeedback and mindful.
Welcome.
Yeah, that
Really
magic wand.
Anybody
Here,
really.
yeah, that's all our upcoming events. Just go to the, it's all, yeah. Hey.
I gotta get.
I know you have to get close. I'm Mona. Mona from the pool. Yeah. How are you? I haven't seen you for a while.
I have, because I don't have my right finger.
Oh, you do?
No.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I got this stuff on my.
Yeah, next thing, or you can sit next to me, whatever you
Yeah.
And this one for Debbie.
How are you? I'm Renata. Oh, welcome. Please grab a seat.
I found
Coffee and
this.
donuts here.
in English, but the rest of it,
It's Spanish, and I have.
I'm Renata. Cindy. Nice to meet you guys. So, grab a seat.
You didn't think I was going to come, did you?
I did hear.
Susan's coming? She is. Oh, okay, I'll move my jacket and my purse, because I saved this seat. Well, we still need to, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll leave my purse.
Don't worry about it, her and I watch it every day.
So the coffee up there, I leave, you know?
So I did it. I drank 120
He is,
Did you get this? This is syrup.
yeah, this is interesting.
This is jasmine. It doesn't
but I won't do that if I can have the rest.
I'm sorry.
No, that's like right away. And, well, so this week, just.
There, how's that?
Tomorrow they're,
We have a ring behind you.
closing the and Friday they're closing the, whole pool for maintenance. So,
Thank you, I gotta get rid of this. I just did it.
and obviously there were some things that weren't done, you know, and cleaning was definitely not on the agenda. So, yeah.
How are you? I'm Renata.
Yeah, Monday through,
Nice to meet you.
Monday through Monday through Friday.
Oh, yes, yes. There's some coffee and donuts on that seat. Good morning, everyone.
Oh, my
Well, yeah,
goodness.
so,
Taxes.
cause you're.
Since
Since
you brought it up, guess I better make an appointment.
I got okay. I tried to call you, nobody answered the phone. He must be.
Oh my God, I keep doing it.
See if we get a handout too.
Okay.
Knowing you, he's probably supposed to be working day shift to get up to 2 o'clock in the morning.
Where is Miss Debbie?
Remember that video?
She's checking out her books. She had some, so she's checking.
Oh, I know. Hi, Renata. Nice to meet you. You're just
Their award ceremony, 3:10. Their award ceremony, Friday, starts at 3:10. It's not on the invitation. You call Matt.
They want 6 million.
You got one?
I didn't bring it.
We'll share this.
Let me see your bag.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Good. I'm Renata.
I'm Debbie.
Nice to meet you. We have some coffee and donuts there and some stuff in the back. I just wanted to get you checked in. Okay, so thanks. Thanks for being here.
But these are all the future ones that are coming. I think they're about to. Let me go see.
Wait for everybody to get there. Whoever gets there first, gets there first. You can order your own food.
I started seeing all the pages, you know, they write on it's just Spanish. I mean, you can do online.
Downside. And like,
Sorry.
He goes, just get in front of
Is there anything that I have?
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a big group. I think we have a great topic that everybody wants to hear about. I know I do. I think I introduced myself to you guys. I'm Renata Anderson. I'm part of our group, which is called the Aging Wisely Resources. And we're the ones that, in conjunction and partnership with Anything Library, put these on every month. So I just wanted to bring your attention, I think a lot of you have it, but we have a little card here that tells all of our presentations for the year. We do it the second Wednesday of every month. So next month we'll be downsizing and organizing your home. So we'll have two professionals, Sherry Cree, who I'll introduce here in a minute, will be one of the presenters for that. So again, I'm Renata Anderson. I'm with Simple Reverse. I'm a reverse mortgage specialist. I'm one of the Aging Wisely group. We have Kimberly Diaz. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kimberly. I'm a registered nurse and I'm a senior care navigator. So I help you figure out all those little highways and byways and help you figure out where do you go from here.
Great resource. And Sherry Cree, our
Good
realtor.
morning. I'm Sherry Cree with the Center of Real Estate, and I focus on serving real estate needs for families with aging parents.
And Kelsey Mackley, our Medicare gal.
I'm Kelsey with Kelmack and Associates, and I can help you navigate Medicare and all the things that go along with that, with Advantage and supplement.
And then I think I got everybody checked off, but if I didn't, just let me know and I'll get you on the list that we got you registered. And then Kelsey's gonna.
So we want to thank our snack sponsor with Archwell. They're a 60 plus nut primary care provider.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for letting us partner with you. My name is Vanessa, and I am a member consultant for Archwell Health. Archwell is new. I can't say we're new to the market now. We're about to be here for a year. Yes, in March we will be open for a year, and time flew by. But we are Archwell Health. We're a primary care provider center that specializes in the community 60 years and above. So you're not going to see a toddler in our waiting rooms. You don't have to compete with a young adult for appointments. And what we do different than any other primary care provider is that we can compare ourselves a little bit closer to concierge care in the way that we manage our patient load. And I say that just to introduce you to the fact that we don't call you a patient, we call you a member. That's why my position is member consultant. We would see you as a member of the Archwell family. Patient implies that you're going to have to patiently wait in the waiting room because the doctor is backed up and now your appointment that was supposed to be at 9 a.m. it's at 11 a.m. That's not going to happen. If you were to come tour Archwell, you would see that our waiting room is either there's only one person waiting or there's no people waiting. If your appointment is at 9 a.m., at 9 a.m. you're going to be back with the provider. How are we able to do that? Because we manage ourselves more to concierge care, our providers have a max patient load or member load of 500. Do you know what the average doctor's patient load is? Thousands. 1,500, 2,000. So that one provider is managing 2,000 people that are fighting for an appointment, and that's what happens when you call your typical provider and say, hey, I need an appointment, can I get in tomorrow? And they say, no, we'll see you in 3 months. With Archwell, because of the way that we manage ourselves, if you call, there is a 9 out of 10 chance that we're gonna get you a same-day sick visit. So you will see the provider that you choose. So if you say, Vanessa, I choose Dr. Desiree Martinez. Every follow-up that you have is with Dr. Desiree Martinez. Every sick visit is with Dr. Desiree Martinez. Your visits with her are longer, because again, we're not bombarding our providers with thousands of people to see. If we see 10 patients in a day, that is an extremely busy day at Archwell. Do you want to know what the average doctor sees in a day? 25 and up. So in a span of 8 hours, they have to see 25 people and on. So that's why you come in and they're like, what are you in here for? And I'm like, this. They're like, okay, here, take this prescription, and they run. They barely look at you in the eyes. We don't do that. We are in the business of health, not sick care. So, yeah, more time. That first visit is about 60 minutes long. It's there for you to build rapport and to get to know your provider, and following from there, they devise a plan of care, seeing you as an individual human, not what's your disease. Well, you should be taking, no. We want to see what are your health goals? What are you looking to achieve? And then we say, you know what, in order to achieve that, we can see you every 3 months to check up, see that your levels are good. It takes away the having to think of, when was the last time I saw the provider? When was the last time I saw my doctor? And also not having to see the provider just because something's wrong. We're there for same-day sick visits if something comes up, but we want to keep you healthy. So that is what we do at Archwell. We work with Medicare Advantage plans. We take United, Aetna, Devoted, and Humana. We're open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. But as a member, you also have 24/7 access to a provider on call. So if it's 2 a.m. on a Saturday, call Archwell first. It's our member motto. You're not feeling well, call Archwell first, because we're able to get you same day or next day. And we have that provider on call for you when you need it. And yeah, that's who Archwell is. Yes.
Do you also accept Medicare Original?
We, at the moment, because we are just opening the market, we are working with Medicare Advantage plans. As we grow and stabilize our centers, we may introduce other more insurance carriers and potentially Medicare. Just Medicare. My pleasure.
Are there centers around here?
Yes, the closest center to this particular location here, we have 4 centers, but I'll start with the center that's closest to the library. We are the Arvada Center, and we are located on 64th and Sheridan. There, we took over an Ace Hardware store there. The second location is in Lakewood. We are on Colfax and Kendall. We're across the street from Casa Bonita. That's the best way that I could say. It's like, you know, Casa Bonita? Okay, across the street. We took over a giant Walgreens there, so there's a lot of room to grow for us at that center. And then we have Inglewood, and that is located on 5050 South Federal. And the last location is in Delmar. We say Delmar, but it's located on Peoria in Aurora.
Is there more information they can grab?
Yes, I have some trifolds, and behind that trifold you have my contact information, my email, and my phone number. It's kind of part of my business cards. My business cards are there as well. And yeah, such a pleasure. Thank you, for your time, and we'll be here for any additional questions. Oh, one more question.
Well, specialties, sometimes, you know, this sounds like this is more like your primary care doctor.
Yes.
And how do you handle the specialty areas where you might be needing assistance?
So our goal is to do as much in-house. Thank you so much for asking that question, because I forgot to mention great things about our centers. Is we try to do as much in-house. There's much cardiology that we're able to do in-house. We have in-house labs, so vaccinations, lab work, all can be done in-house. We don't have to send you to a third party. We're adding as we grow imaging, so we'll be able to do some CT scanning and radiology. That's as we grow and stabilize. But right now we do as much. I mean, we can do foot care, we can do, you name it, we can do it in-house. We have the capability. If you needed a lung doctor, you know, or you needed a specialty that's deeper, then we have a network, and we would work with your insurance network to find you a specialist. But if you have a specialist already that you like and want to keep, you know,
if you come to us, you know, we are in network with them as well because of your insurance. So we will keep that. But our goal, when we find you a specialist as well, we have a list of specialists. We're not affiliated with any hospital, so we're not going to send you to Joe Schmo because we have an affiliation. No, Archwell stands alone so that we could get you the care. So when we send you to a specialist, our team has made sure that one, that specialist is near you, and that they have availability so that you can find and have access to an appointment. That's what we look at when we send you, if we have to send you to a specialist.
Can we do questions afterwards?
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, thank you so much. I'll be right here till the end for more questions. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So we'd like to introduce Emily Moore with Lingows. You kind of think of her as like the AI, artificial intelligence queen. So she's kind of
Yes.
Good morning. I'm really happy to see everybody here and engaged in AI. And I just want to kind of get a read of the room. How many people are actively using AI? Wonderful. GPT. How many people have used GPT? Okay, what about Gemini?
Yeah.
Claude? Anthropic? Perplexity? Grok? Okay, all right. Honestly, most people use GPT. It's the most widely used AI. Also Gemini, because that's baked into Google. So if you're using a Gmail address, odds are that you've used Gemini in some capacity, whether you know it or you don't. And there's a lot of controversy about AI, so I kind of want to dive into that a little bit as well today. And ease your mind, because I'm not here to bring the fear, I'm here to show you the capabilities. So my first experience with AI, my husband's been in tech for over 37 years. So I've kind of wrangled tech people for a long time and brought it into a space. There's a reason I'm teaching the class today, where it's a little more understandable and breaking it down so that people know how to use these tools in their life. And my dad actually has Parkinson's. He got diagnosed, I believe, 4 or 5 years ago. And so one of the first things that we did is we built him an agent. And what an agent is it's a containerized conversation, let's call it. And what it did is it helped my dad with activities for his brain. And so he could actually talk to it, and it would ask him questions about his boxing classes. It would give him other exercises that he could do that would help him with helping his brain. And it was just one of those aha moments for me to see how this could assist people with healthcare needs. Also, going into a doctor's appointment, as you can imagine, we're managing a lot of different medications, right? Same thing with my mother. And so you're going in, and what are you doing? Do you have somebody with you? Are they writing all this stuff down? And what are the things that we're actually missing? Maybe it's those questions that we might need to ask, because we're so in tune with trying to get all that information down. I want to show you a device that has been just transformational in my parents as well as my life. I run multiple companies, so I have to stay really on task. It's a device called Applaud. It's P-L-A-U-D. By the way, I have this entire thing recorded today, so I will give this information to the lovely ladies hosting this event. If anybody wants the information, there's notes being taken. So please absorb the information today, and of course I'll answer anything you have. But the Applaud device connects directly to your phone, and it's operated by an application, and it does work on both an Apple or a Droid. And you can record it, but then what it does is it gives you this amazing transcript. And I'm going to show you how to leverage a transcript today in GPT and show you how you can keep track of these things in your appointments and feel like you have a little more power behind that seat. Also, you could ask questions after your appointment or during, if you want to say, hey, you know what, this is what's going on. Maybe when they go, they leave the room and they come back. Can you give me some good questions to ask based on what they're saying so far? And it really will help you to leverage that piece. The other thing I want to mention is our companies, we're really big on human-centered AI. AI didn't exist before we did. We're the ones who created it. In fact, like all of the smart devices that we've had in our houses, the OK Googles, the Alexas, if you say that in my house, I've got things banging off like crazy. They've been learning from us, right? And so it's all about the knowledge bases. And all that means is it's like your brain, right? So everything that you contain inside your brain is going into these AIs, and they've learned from us. And now it's getting to the point where they're learning from each other. They're learning from the different models. So just to give you a broad overview of where that is, and then I want to just give you a little idea of where AI is headed. And it's moving faster than even we ever thought it would. But there's going to come a point where you're going to have an agent that you talk to all day. Literally, can you send this email for me? Can you make a phone call? Can you schedule an appointment? All those things are going to be handled by a handheld device. I'm not even saying it's going to be a phone, because I don't think it will be, honestly. At some point, you're going to have something much smaller. Phones might actually, this might sound wild, but phones might become obsolete. It's going to be a broader thing. Yes?
Okay, so I'm slightly confused.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You're Claude
Yes.
there, and then you just talked about something else. Are they kind of the same thing?
They're not the same thing. So this is just a recording device.
Okay.
And it holds all of your conversations and then forms it into a transcription, and then additionally gives you a summary of that conversation. So it'll give you like main talking points,
Right.
Who might have been involved in the call, and then it goes over maybe some follow-up items too, just to kind of keep you on track. The other device that I'm talking about is where AI is headed, which we don't have yet. But there are a couple of devices. I shouldn't say that it's not here. It is, but it's just not perfected yet. It's not really broadcasted out in the market yet. But that's where we're headed. And so today, my goal is to go into some simple things that you can use AI for. And then, obviously answer any questions that you might have about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and step over here. Yes?
Quick before we move on.
Yeah.
Does that do call recording as well?
So
Like
it does, but you have to have it on speaker.
Okay.
But I just always keep it on speakerphone, and
it does pick up.
It's incredible. It's even picked up like when I've done big speeches in front of hundreds of people. It's an incredible device. Yes.
Is there a charge for, I assume you buy it, but is there like a monthly charge?
There is not for the app.
Okay.
It's minimal. And there's other recording devices out there too. I just went with this one because it's the best. And also I use it all the time, right? So if you find that you're not going to use it all the time, I can send some other recommendations off as well when I send the notes from this call today, so you guys will have that. Any other questions before I kind of dive in? Yes?
What will replace phones then?
It's going to be little devices, and it will be like a button, I would imagine, that you're going to push and say, can you do this for me? And it's going to be dialed in. So a lot of what's been happening over the past year or so, we went from what's called bots, and I'll tell you what a bot is, very simply. A bot is when you call to book a hotel reservation, and you've got this like dial 1, dial 2, dial 3, dial 4. It does very basic things. It knows how to answer very preset questions, and oftentimes, let's be real, we get really frustrated with that process, right? Because you just want to get to a human. So that's a bot. Similarly on a website, if you go in and there's something there and it's a little chat thing that pops up, and really all it's doing is capturing your information, but it's really not answering anything that you needed. Agents are intelligent, and they work with the brain, the knowledge bases. So they have a much broader range of how they can assist you. So over the past year, what's been happening is that these agents have been gathering information, and the more that you use these tools, the more that they learn about you, the better they can assist. So that's what I would say is, I mean, I use it pretty much all day long. And I do appreciate human connection, though. I don't want to say that I don't use it in that capacity. What I've noticed for myself, though, running multiple companies, having two, my dad, and needing to be more present for my father. I also have 3 kids. I have a 6-year-old, I have an 8-year-old, and an almost 23-year-old. So my life is pretty fast and furious. So it allows me to be more present for the things that matter. My family, the time that I value, and then everything else is kind of like capturing almost like a personal assistant, or that great feeling if you ever have someone that comes to clean your house and you don't have to do that anymore, right? Like it's just this sense of like aha relief and gives you that option to breathe. And so when you're thinking of AI, I want you to think of it as a way to say, okay, now I have a tool that is in my toolbox that's going to help me in these situations where I have a conversation that even, honestly, if you're meeting with one of these lovely ladies about their services, insurance, and there's a lot that they go over and they can answer those questions, but like you could have that information at your fingertips to review back to as well. So any other questions before I jump in? Awesome. Okay. So this is GPT that I have on the screen here. And you can get to it by chatgpt.com. Now I will say, let me just give you an idea of what the free version and the paid version is and what matters. So the free version lets you do a lot of the same things. It's just that your information that you can put in there is not private. So when I'm telling you to use these tools, we need to be responsible with that and not put, information in there. Medications is fine, but let's not put private information in there if you're not going to be in the paid version. If you are in the paid version, which is $20 a month, then you can put that information because that's yours. So that's the difference between the models. And when you get into GPT, and I'm obviously on a laptop today, you can also use this from your phone. What you want to do is you want to first open up a new chat, which is right up at the left-hand side of you looking at the screen. And once you open up that new chat, you have this box here, okay? Another thing that I found really helpful for my dad is to stop typing. Because it just takes a while, and for him, I can just say that it's hard for the information that he has here. Sometimes it's hard to translate here or even to get words out. But even with Parkinson's hits people differently, but my dad has a slurred speech, right? But it still picks up on it. So every computer has a command that will open up your microphone. And so that command is your Windows key and H. If you hold those down, and then what's going to pop up is here in this left-hand corner is a microphone. So this allows me to talk to it rather than sit there and type things. Or additionally, something else you could do is this little microphone here on this, see right here? let me actually just come to, let me point things out too, because that might be helpful. Okay, so up here's your new chat. So when you come in, you're gonna click on your new chat. The microphone, which is your Windows key on your keyboard, it looks like that, and H, you hold those together, which will pull up a microphone, and this is an additional microphone that you can leverage here, okay? So, I'm gonna use this first, the dictate. Good morning, how are you? Oh, it's not, this one's not gonna talk back, sorry, all right. Let me start this over. On your phone, it actually will talk back to you, so I'm used to using my phone more than anything, so. Good morning, I have a doctor's appointment today and I really need to capture all of my medications, and can you also possibly research and cross-reference anything to ensure that there's medications that might not counteract the others? I've had a couple of issues because sometimes they just don't know that one of my medications is an issue with a lot of other medicines. So I want to have this information up front so I can have the conversation with my doctor. So you talk about it in natural language. So I'm talking to it just like I would talk to my doctor, just like I would talk to you guys across the room if I was getting to know you for the first time. And so I'm giving it an idea of what I want. And the reason I'm saying that about the medicine, it's a true story. My mom is on a specific medication, and she's been to the doctor many times, and they try to give her something, and it doesn't, those two things don't mix. And so, so it's something that she likes to research and stay on top of, and so using this as a tool is something incredible for that. And so when you do that, you can put down different medications. Let's, do you guys have any medications that you can throw at me? Any names?
Losartan.
Losartan?
Simvastatin.
Symphostatin?
Simvastatin.
Simvastatin.
Simvastatin, yeah.
S-I-N.
Simvastatin and
Losartan.
Losartan are the two medications that they are prescribing. I just want to make sure that there's no contraindications. Okay, so that just added that in to the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and click this button. Again, I'm going to go back and forth. I just want to make sure, because I have a little mouse, and make sure you guys are seeing that. So once I have my thought, I'm going to click on this button. It's going to create a thread, so it's not going to go away. It just becomes an ongoing conversation at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and click the enter button. And it's going to go into thinking mode. So it's basically going to go and scrape the web. It's going to research everywhere it can to see what it finds. And so as it's doing that, it's creating a checklist. It kind of gives you an idea of where it's searching. You can see drugs.com. Okay. Okay, so there's actually a well-known contraindication between these two medications. So it just came out with that. It also gave me things that might blindside people, right? A bunch of information that it's coming up with, also talking about potassium, and also, I mean, it gives you a plethora of information. And so I actually have a story too where I use this. So I'm in perimenopause stage of life. It's so much fun, right? It's a never-ending journey, like a never-ending story. And I was going to many doctors trying to figure this out, like what's happening, specialists even, and they just didn't see it. And I'm not blaming them. Here's the thing: they're all doing a million things. Sometimes we know our bodies better than anyone, right? And I just knew there was just something off. So I got my blood work done. I got the results, I put it in a chat, and I said, please look at all of the biomarkers and tell me anything that you might see that might indicate that my hormones are off balance. It found it. Then I said, please write an email to my doctor, but don't be disrespectful or say that I'm using AI. You know, be polite, but try to guide me in that conversation so we can be in the right direction, right? So I have the knowledge, and then maybe they can see something they didn't see before. And we were able to, I mean, I'm not fully resolved. I think this is an interesting stage of life, but at least I have the knowledge. And I wouldn't have had that if I kept going down these roads, right? And of course, there's going to be the question, well, how do I know I can trust this information? It is scanning all of the major players and websites. But if you want to have that peace of mind, I'd say just call your pharmacist too, just like in that case, right? Just make sure that the information, but at least you have this information quickly at your fingertips. And also you have the information from your doctor's appointment because now you've recorded it. So let's say that I want to ask more questions. So I can come in here, back into this little chat at the bottom, and I can pull up the mic again. Are there any alternative medications that you would recommend that do work together and would cover the same conditions? So now it's thinking. It does require a little bit of patience, which I don't always have. Let's see here.
Holy cow.
So now it's giving some low interactions. And it'll go on, and the nice thing is I can keep asking those questions, right? Now, another thing you can use it for is you can keep a grocery thread. Honestly, you can use your phone and take pictures. So I'm gonna start this from my phone, and then I'll move back here just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Let's see, GPT. Starting a thread. I need help to build my weekly grocery list. I'm going to take a couple of pictures and would like for you to keep track of these items that I order on a frequent basis. And also, if you could put together some recipes with what I have in my refrigerator, that would be great. So I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like in a second, because I just need to take the pictures on my laptop, right? We got donuts. So I'm gonna take some pictures of some Krispy Kreme donuts, because that's all I have at the moment. My refrigerator is not here. Okay, so I like these donuts are good. Let's see, how about some sugar? Okay. Oh, creamer. Yep, there we go. So I've got the pictures. Let me just kind of try to show you guys this. So on your phone, there's a little plus sign at the bottom, and to take a picture, you just click on the photo icon, and it will pull up your phone camera, and that's how you do it. And then it will automatically load it into the chat, and then you just you hit that same up button that is here when I'll show you again. And then it'll show the picture. So let me pull the chat up so you can actually see what it's doing.
Emily, do you want me to play Vanna for you and point so you don't have to?
It's okay, it's fine.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah. Even though you'd make a lovely Vanna. Okay. Just so you know, I like to give the information. I have custom GPTs up here. You're not going to see that when you're on yours. These are just agents that I've built for specific things. So your chats will be down here. So here's my grocery list. Okay. Love this idea. Let's see these images. It might be because I'm not on Wi-Fi on my phone. The images should be there, but it will, here, I'm gonna go ahead and just say a couple of things that I have. I have eggs, steak, cheese, donuts, sugar cream, and I really tend to love Mediterranean food. So when you're recommending recipes, that would be great. My doctor also said that I should avoid carrots and onions and salt and sugar and all the things I like. But if you could please come up with some good recommendations, I would really appreciate that, and make sure that it tastes good because I'm a foodie.
Holy cow.
I know I'm silly, I'm sorry. Okay. So, foodie standards will be respected. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will say with these models, it's best that we, just like we would treat any other human beings, just to say please and thank you. They actually give you better results. And I love it. I know, and I love that they actually programmed that into the systems. Just the reason for it is if you're using these tools all the time and you're like, I need this now, or no, that's not what I need, and then how is that going to start impacting how you talk to other people? And that was the whole thought behind it is, let's stick with humanity and let's treat people with respect, even though it's not a person. It's not a person. It was built by people. So anyway, here's what it came up with. So you have a flavor strategy. Okay, here we go. We've got lemons and rosemary and thyme. All right. And it did pull up some things that if I was into Mediterranean food, it did a good job. So here's a couple of recipes. Now, if you're on your phone, and I don't know if I can get into the Wi-Fi because that might create a problem. I'm gonna go ahead and try. Let's see if it works. Hello? But you can actually talk to it from your mobile device, and you can give it a little accent or whatever you want to do to make it fun. And so as you're in the kitchen cooking, you can say, okay, what's the next ingredient? You can also say, hey, please don't interrupt me until I'm ready to move to the next thing. Because a lot of times they'll be like, this, and you're like, no. I just need one item at a time, right? Because I can't do all these things too quickly. So, and it'll listen to whatever commands you give it. And as long as you're polite, like I said, it's an incredible tool. And then another thing that I wanted to show you really quickly is the Plod transcript and what that kind of looks like after it's recorded. One second, I'm gonna pull that up.
So do you just get Plod from the Play Store?
I got it from Amazon.
Oh, so you buy it?
Yeah, it is. There's an app as well for the Play Store or Apple, depending on what device you use. Let's see, I sent it to Matt. Open it. Oh, no, I don't want it to open my meeting. Hold on. Okay. So, well, Google Doc. Oops. Memento. So I had a call last night for a healthcare company in the senior living space. And so when you're done recording, I just wanted to kind of show you like what it looks like. So it gives you who is in the call. If it doesn't have a name, it won't give that to you, but it'll start to recognize the plot. It'll start to recognize your voice, so it'll know it's you. And then they'll say other person in the room or whatever, right? And then it gives you a summary of the discussion, the details, what was aligned. So it just breaks it down in a really nice bite size. It also will show you exactly what point of the call that took place. So you can actually listen to the recording too. You can go back to that just to review it. And then it'll give you, it's not on here because I don't think I copied it, but it'll give you like next action steps. So what are they supposed to do for you? And what are you supposed to do? And it will break it down in that way. So I just wanted to kind of show you what that looks like. Another thing that a lot of people will use it for is just sending emails in a quick way. So I'm going to move to Gemini for that. I will tell you this, like once you have the base of any of the AI products, they're all built, like the structure of it is the same. It's going to be your chat, it's going to have the box, the functionality doesn't really change. So it'll feel really familiar to you. So what I suggest is just to pick one, start with that, and then move on to the next. But if you do have Gmail, that's why I'm going to move to Gemini for this particular part of our demonstration. And again, just as a reminder, Gemini is a Google product. It's integrated into the Gmail environment. So I am going to see the microphone's right here, just like the other one. The new chat's up here. So all of that is the same. You've got this here if you want to add files. So that's another thing you can do. Let's say that you want to keep track of your documents. And again, I'm going to go over this, say this again, just to be very clear. If you have a free plan, be careful in the documents that you're loading. If you do have a paid plan, that's fine. You know, a lot of these, I've been talking about medical a lot today, and I just wanted to be just very cautious of that. So you can upload files directly into here. So let's say you have a PDF document or an image. Maybe you're trying to figure out what the image means or a document means. You can go into asking questions on clarity, just so you know what you're getting into. Also, like I've had certain people, there's a lot of scams. If you have a question about a scam, put it right in that GPT and ask about it, and it will absolutely caution you if there's any sort of a scam going on. So just to be really careful and cautious, because we have to be that way these days, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it write an email. So it's going to ask you if you can use your microphone. And I'm going to say yes. Hi, I need to write an email to Kelsey. I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me to teach this AI class today. I really enjoyed your audience. They're super fun and engaging, and it was amazing to see the room filled with people who are very interested in AI, and I am so grateful for the opportunity and just wanted to tell her that it meant the world to me and made my day. Okay? So then you turn your microphone off, and then you click on the submit button. and then you watch the magic happen. And the nice thing is, I don't have to sit here and type all of this. Now I might have to edit it. So it says, hi Kelsey, I wanted to send a huge thank you for inviting me to teach the AI class today. I truly had a blast. Your audience was wonderful. So fun and engaging. It was amazing to see the room packed with people who are genuinely interested in the future of AI. Honestly, it meant the world to me and completely made my day. I'm so grateful for the opportunity and hope everyone walked away with something valuable. So, I have an email that I can now send off, and I haven't had to type it, and it's in my tone because I told it exactly what I wanted it to be. You know, maybe there's a couple of tweaks, like I'm very particular about M dashes because I'm in this space, so I'll say, please remove the M dashes, and let me show you what it does. Please remove, I'm typing the M dashes. Okay, and it's gonna remove that little dash, just because, there you go, so remove the dash.
And Emily, can you send that email from this platform, or do you copy and paste it?
So you would copy it at this point, but there are ways that you can, in business, that you can actually like connect your applications to do that sort of stuff. But in this case, I would say we would just do a copy and paste. I don't want to like just show you guys a bunch of stuff and not leave room for any questions. So does anyone have questions? Yes.
How can you spot AI?
How can you what?
Spot it.
Spot it?
That you see something on the screen, you go, whoa, I didn't know that happened. And how do you know it's not AI?
Check out pictures and like on Facebook or something.
Well, I've heard that there's a little, I don't know, some symbol down portion.
Yeah, Gemini has a symbol, but not any, like, most of them are actually eliminating that. That's what you could do, is you could take a picture of it and ask GPT if it's AI.
Yeah.
I would say that'd be the best answer. Gemini does leave a little symbol at the bottom, but most, like, anyone who's really using graphics or, you know, creating images of people are probably more on GPT right now than they are Gemini, because it's just far superior of a model with that particular thing. I would lean on that, lean on AI. I mean, I pretty much lean on AI for a lot of things because it'll give me the information. Yes?
So I'm looking at the blog.
Yes.
One thing it says is it can record in over 112 languages. There's a lot of different versions.
Yes. I don't think anyone would need the pro in here. I would say just the basic plot. I get the pro just because, again, you know, I record a lot of things all day long. I'm in meetings, I'm recording everything. I like everything recorded because what it's done for me too is it's allowed for me to be present with people, and I like that. So yeah, just the basic plot.
So the pro just allows you to record more?
It does, yes. Any other?
So, probably really slow.
No.
To do an agent, you do that in Chat GPT or whatever?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I need.
So you can do an agent in GPT, and if you're in Gemini, they're called gems.
Oh, okay.
So similarly, they're pretty easy to set up. It'll walk you right through it, and I'll show you where they're at. If you wanted to play around, here's the thing. Have fun and play, because you can't do anything wrong in it. It's just going around and having fun. But the agents, so they're called GPTs, and then so you see working on my, here we'll do the gems. So the gems, same thing. And so if you want to create one, you go to new gem, and then you name it, you give it a description, you tell it what you want it to do, and then the knowledge is like anything that you would have to add to it. So let's say that you are going to create a gem that keeps track of all of your appointments with a particular doctor. And you leave with paperwork every time, and they give you, or your, prescriptions or whatever. You can take pictures of all of that, and then you can load it into this knowledge base here by clicking this, and it'll keep track of all that information for you. So that's kind of how you do a gem, and then, or an agent. And then it will ask you questions after you create it that are like, what exactly, am I on the right track? Maybe probing a little bit to make sure that it's giving you the information that you're looking for.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
What's different, how different, other than the printout, is Alexa in this program?
Oh, so Alexa is machine learning. So that's where it started. And that was when you were saying, oh, I need this, and can you research this, and what do you think about this? And right, so it was learning from us, and now we're in the AI space where it's got that knowledge that we gave it for all these years, and it's applying that to search terms.
My other question is, I'm kind of stupid. I don't know how to talk. You talk so elegantly to the machine. I'm not that patient.
Yeah.
I find that she gives me the wrong answer.
Yeah.
And I say, you dummy, I don't want that. Right?
Are you talking about your Alexa?
Alexa, and I would probably do the same thing with this thing. I'm very an impatient kind of a guy when it comes to technology.
You are talking to one of the most impatient people. I know I'm not impatient with people. I'm impatient when I've got like a lot of things that I'm waiting for this thing to come through, and I'm watching the graphic come, and I'm like, but I would just use the microphone, because then you're just getting all of your thoughts out, and then it's coming back, right? I will say that the Alexas and Google just did an update on their Google devices, so they're now using Gemini. Pretty soon, Google's taking over again. So Gemini is going to go into every phone, including Apple devices, which I never thought I would see, but it's happening. So also, just give it a cue. For me, I don't like to be interrupted when I have a thought, because that thought might leave, right? Thanks to perimenopause and having kids, mom. Oh. I would just say, please let me finish my sentence. I'll let you know when I'm ready to move to the next step. I will tell you I'm ready to move to the next step. And then it will allow you to get that thought out. I wouldn't do it on an Alexa device though, because they haven't upgraded their technology yet. So that's why it's frustrating, because it's still really on an older like path. And then you could just leverage the Gemini or the GPT for the speaking portion.
When you do a pause, can you transfer to a different session? Say, please wait, and I have to answer the phone or something.
Yeah,
like
it
that.
doesn't go away. So that's a beautiful thing about these threads. And these aren't agents; these are just threads that I've had. So like if I go through, I can scroll down. Let's see. All of these threads. It's like all of these, and I don't ever delete them. And the reason I don't delete my threads is because sometimes I go back to them to pick up on a conversation, right? Sometimes I just wanted to know more about me. I wanted to go back and see what it's told me before and learn more about how to best help me. Yeah.
So the information that you've created, or that it's created, is stored in this
Yes,
app.
it does have a memory.
So if you decide to change apps down the line, what happens to your data?
It would stay there. If you delete it, you can delete it. Yeah, it would just remain there, and then you would have to kind of pick up pace for a new model and have it learn about you. I'm sure they're gonna have a way to do transfers at some point, just like a download of information, but that's not, to my knowledge, that's not currently an option.
And security is good.
Yeah.
I was just gonna add, like lab work, like you talked about, you can just upload that document in there. And I use that all the time, or for contracts, you get a contract from someone, and you know, you can upload it in there and say, are there any red flags that I should be aware of in this
Exactly.
contract? I mean, in minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
It breaks it down.
Yep. And some might laugh, but you know, there's times where I'm like, I really don't, like when you're dealing with a life situation and then you go and you talk to someone about it, sometimes you're dealing with their own life stories. And that could lead you down a path. So there are times I never thought I would do this. Honestly, I remember having a conversation with my husband saying he was crazy when he said people would do this. So, but I'll ask an opinion sometimes and just say, hey, you know what, I'm not looking for what you want me to hear. I'm looking for what I need to hear right now. And I've got some pretty valuable information from that. Like even in situations about having it with my husband, it's like, okay, am I being unfair? And there's a couple of times where it's like, yeah, you are. Okay. So, yes.
What is your business and how do people hire you?
So we own multiple AI companies. We do AI marketing and AI development. So a lot of times what we're doing for companies is we're coming in, we're doing trainings specifically on how they can use the tools. Or we are developing custom applications to do whatever it is that they need, and also automations.
So the person in here doesn't contact you for AI help?
We're not I mean, I would be happy to help. So if you do want to consult with me, I'd be happy to help.
There's no
out.
Senior 101 class.
There's not. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't do that. We currently mostly serve small business and such, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy to help out. I want to make sure that people feel confident using these tools because it's really changed my life. And now I'm going to tell you like a little final story. Do I have time for it? I'll make it quick. I had a burnout and I didn't even realize it was happening. I was like, what? So I got this rash on the top of my head and it took over my body basically. So I went into the doctor and they looked at everything and they said, you know, look, I don't know what to tell you, nothing's wrong with you, you're just stressed. That was the moment that I realized the importance of AI. Because before that, I was just really serving and helping my husband to, you know, run the companies. But I'm like, I'm doing too much. And I truly believe the world is burnt out. I am not the only one. I don't stand alone. We are all doing too much. COVID, I call it a sickness we don't talk about, and that is that we have no boundaries. I see it so much in business. I get an email at 9 o'clock at night and people expect a response. Like, nah, that's where AI comes in. Like, take this is not acceptable. We need to get back to the basics of life. And I feel like this is the way to do it. So, any final questions before? Yes.
You said with ChatGPT you should buy the purchased one. With
Yeah.
Gemini, if you're signed into your Google account, is it private?
It is, yes. Yep.
So if you're signed into your Gmail.
Yes.
email,
Yep.
Where are they extracting information to base their response? Is that all online information?
It is all online. It's also knowledge bases that they've created from all the information they've gathered. But they don't take that knowledge just from Google. They take it from tried and true sources. If you think about how Google's operated for a long time, like they're in the business to serve everybody in this room. Yes, at the end of the day, they're serving businesses as well. But if they have information that's not accurate, then what does that do? It basically don't have a business. So, so they're pulling from valid resources. even when I was searching for that, it was like all the major medical websites, basically.
Yes. Would it be a good takeaway for everybody in this room to go to ChatGPT, just get the app that doesn't cost anything,
Yes.
and that can start?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, just
Play with it.
take it from this room,
Yes.
do that one thing, and then you can just play with it.
Yeah, just have fun with it, and then if
How do we access the recording for this class?
I will provide it to the ladies here.
So,
and
so with that said, if you'd like, I have your registration here, please write your email on here.
Yeah.
And we'll email you her information.
Right. Well, I don't want to take all the rest of the time. I actually went a little over. I apologize, but thank you guys so much, and I appreciate it. Yes.
Well, thanks for coming again. Don't forget, we have our next one will be March 11th, and we'll be talking about downsizing and organizing your home. So please join us.
Thank you. Forever process.
I think I might need it, but maybe not today. Next week.
That's the one I do.
If anyone wants a tour at Archwell or wants a downtown,